So are you fascinated by the link between Alzheimer's and gut health?
Well, you've come to the right place.
It's an area that's really exploding with research right now, and today we're gonna dive deep into a recent article from Neuroscience News.
It's called Imaging Reveals Gut-Brain Connection in Alzheimer's Disease, published January 31st, 2025.
And get ready to have your mind blown because today we're going beyond the usual Alzheimer's discussion.
We're going to be exploring the gut microbiome and its potential role.
Okay, before we get ahead of ourselves, let's just level set for a minute. Alzheimer's is a big deal.
A huge deal. It's the most common form of dementia.
A neurodegenerative disorder that causes progressive damage to brain cells, leading to memory loss, confusion, and eventually impacting someone's ability to function independently.
And it's important to remember this damage is happening at the microscopic level.
Okay.
We're talking about a loss of synapses, those connections that allow brain cells to communicate.
Right.
This leads to chronic inflammation and ultimately the death of those crucial brain cells.
That's definitely not good.
No, it's not.
But how does the gut factor into all of this?
Well, scientists are now focusing on the gut-brain connection, literally how these two systems talk to each other through neurons.
Hold on. The gut has neurons, like actual brain cells in our stomach.
You bet.
Yeah.
The enteric nervous system, sometimes called our second brain, has millions of neurons lining your gastrointestinal tract.
Wow.
It's a complex network that not only controls digestion, but also appears to have a profound impact on our brains.
Officially mind blown. So how does this second brain relate to Alzheimer's?
The key lies in understanding the gut microbiota.
Okay.
This refers to the trillions of microorganisms, mostly bacteria, that live in your gut. They're not just hanging out there.
Right.
They play a crucial role in human health, impacting everything from how we digest food to how our immune system functions. But increasingly, research is showing that they also influence brain function, cognition, and even behavior.
So are you saying that if I want to keep my brain sharp, I need to focus on keeping my gut happy? Is it really that simple?
It's probably not quite that straightforward, but the research is certainly pointing to a strong connection. The problem arises when the balance of this microbial community gets disrupted,
Right.
a state known as dysbiosis, and that's where things can get tricky. Dysbiosis has been linked to a whole range of health problems and now increasingly to Alzheimer's disease.
So did this new study actually look at the guts of people with Alzheimer's to see if this dysbiosis is present?
Not quite people, but researchers in Italy used a really cool imaging technique called X-ray phase contrast tomography, or XPCT, for short, to examine the guts of mice with Alzheimer's.
Why mice, and what's so special about this XPCT technique?
Well, mice are often used in research because their biology is similar enough to humans to provide valuable insights.
Okay.
And XPCT is pretty remarkable. It's non-invasive, which means no surgery, and it gives these incredibly detailed 3D images of the gut tissue. All this without using those contrast agents that can sometimes be harmful.
Think of it as a super high-powered microscope, letting scientists see the gut like never before.
All right, so they've got this amazing technology, and they're looking at the guts of these mice. What did they find? Did it back up this gut-brain connection idea?
The study found some pretty significant alterations in the gut structure of the mice with Alzheimer's. Specifically, changes in the villi and crypts, which are essential for nutrient absorption and cell renewal.
Oh, wow.
You can picture the villi as those tiny bristles on a brush that help absorb liquid, ensuring your body gets all the good stuff from your food.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this could be a problem. If the gut is damaged and not functioning properly, it's going to impact nutrient absorption and overall health, which could then in turn affect the brain. Is that what they're suggesting?
It's definitely part of the picture, but there's more to it than just nutrient absorption. The researchers also observed cellular transformations in penathlon goblet cells, which are key players in the gut's defense system.
So is it like the gut's security team is compromised in Alzheimer's, leaving it vulnerable to attacks? That's a great analogy. Panath cells are like the bodyguards of the gut. They secrete antimicrobial substances to keep harmful bacteria in check. And goblet cells produce mucus, a protective barrier that shields the gut lining and keeps things running smoothly. If these cells aren't functioning properly, the gut's defenses are definitely weakened.
A weakened gut defense system means
It creates a more hospitable environment for harmful bacteria to flourish further, contributing to that imbalance we talked about earlier.
right.
The dysbiosis and fueling inflammation, it becomes a vicious cycle.
Okay. So far, we've got damaged villi, compromised defense cells. Anything else they found in these mice guts? What about those mysterious telecytes you mentioned earlier? Any new insights into their role?
They are still a bit of an enigma,
Right.
but their presence in the guts of Alzheimer's affected mice suggests they might be involved in the gut's response to the disease. Remember, they seem to play a role in tissue repair and communication. So it's like the gut is trying to fight back, sending out signals and attempting to repair the damage.
So it's a battle going on in there. And unfortunately, it sounds like the gut is losing.
It's a possibility, and that's precisely why this research is so crucial. By understanding these intricate changes in the gut, we might be able to develop targeted therapies to support gut health and potentially slow or even reverse the progression of Alzheimer's.
This is all incredibly fascinating, but I'm sure our listeners are wondering what they can do right now to protect their gut and ultimately their brain. Should we all be stocking up on yogurt and kombucha?
While those can be beneficial for gut health, it's not quite that simple. There's no one-size-fits-all approach, and we need more research to determine the specific dietary and lifestyle interventions that might have the greatest impact on Alzheimer's risk and progression. But there are some general things we can all do to support a healthy gut, which we can dive into next.
All right, let's get to those practical tips. So you're saying there's no magic bullet when it comes to gut health.
That's right.
No single food or supplement that will guarantee a healthy brain.
It's more about taking a holistic approach, creating a lifestyle that supports a thriving gut microbiome. It's kind of like gardening. You need to cultivate the right environment for those beneficial bacteria to flourish.
Okay, I like that analogy.
Yeah.
So what are the key ingredients for a healthy gut garden, so to speak?
First and foremost, a diverse and balanced diet is crucial.
Okay.
Think whole, unprocessed foods, plenty of fruits and vegetables bursting with color and flavor, and lean protein sources. And don't forget fiber. It's like fertilizer for your gut bacteria, keeping them well-fed and happy.
Right.
You can find fiber in whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds.
So it's not about deprivation, but about adding in more of the good stuff. I can get on board with that. What else should we be focusing on?
Staying hydrated is key, and you'll want to limit those processed foods, sugary drinks, and unhealthy fats as much as possible. They can really wreak havoc on your gut and contribute to inflammation. And don't underestimate the power of managing stress. Chronic stress can negatively impact the gut microbiome, so finding healthy ways to unwind and de-stress like exercise, yoga, or meditation can be incredibly beneficial.
It sounds like we're talking about a complete lifestyle shift here, not just a quick fix.
Exactly. It's about incorporating healthy habits into your daily routine. And one of the most important habits you can cultivate is getting enough restful sleep. Sleep allows your body, including your gut, to repair and rejuvenate.
So it's all connected. Good food, exercise, stress management, sleep. It's not just about preventing Alzheimer's, it's about overall well-being.
Absolutely. And don't hesitate to talk to your doctor if you have any concerns, especially if you have a family history of Alzheimer's or are experiencing digestive issues.
Right.
They can help you assess your individual risk factors and recommend personalized strategies for maintaining optimal gut health.
That's great advice. But we've been focusing a lot on prevention. What about people who have already been diagnosed with Alzheimer's? Is there any hope that this research might lead to new treatments for them?
That's a really important question, and it's something researchers are actively exploring. While the study we discussed focused primarily on early detection, there's growing interest in the potential for gut-targeted therapies to slow or even reverse the progression of Alzheimer's.
So are we talking about those fecal transplants I've been hearing about, specialized diets, or something else entirely? What could these gut-targeted therapies look like?
All of those are possibilities. Fecal microbiota transplantation, or FMT, is already being used to treat some gut disorders, and researchers are looking into its potential for Alzheimer's. Essentially, it involves transferring healthy gut bacteria from a donor to someone with Alzheimer's.
It sounds a little out there, but if it works, it works. What else is on the horizon?
Researchers are also exploring the use of prebiotics, which are like food for beneficial gut bacteria, helping them thrive. And then there are postbiotics, which are the beneficial compounds produced by those bacteria. It's like giving your gut's ecosystem the nourishment it needs to flourish.
So instead of just taking a general probiotic supplement, we might be able to personalize the approach, giving our gut exactly what it needs to thrive.
Precisely. And there's also a lot of excitement around personalized nutrition plans based on an individual's unique gut microbiome. By analyzing the composition of someone's gut bacteria, we might be able to recommend specific foods or supplements that promote a healthier, more balanced gut.
It's like precision medicine for the gut, tailoring treatment to the individual rather than a one-size-fits-all approach.
You got it. And while this research is still in its early stages, it holds immense promise for the future of Alzheimer's treatment.
This is all incredibly exciting. It feels like we're on the verge of a major breakthrough in understanding and treating this disease.
It's a reminder that the human body is an incredibly complex and interconnected system. For a long time, we've viewed different organs and systems as separate entities, but we're now realizing just how deeply they influence each other.
So taking care of our gut isn't just about digestion. It's about protecting our brains and overall health.
Exactly. As we unravel the mysteries of the gut-brain connection, I have no doubt we'll uncover even more surprising and impactful insights.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive into this topic. I know I've learned a ton, and I hope our listeners have too. Any final thoughts before we wrap things up?
Yeah, it really is amazing to think about just how much we're learning about the gut and its impact on our overall health. It's like this whole hidden world inside of us that we're only just beginning to understand.
And what's even more exciting is the potential this research holds for the future. We've talked about how important a healthy gut is, but what if we could go beyond just supporting it?
Okay, now you've got me really curious. Go on. What if, through personalized interventions, like specific dietary changes or even tailored probiotic supplements, we could actually influence the course of Alzheimer's?
So you're talking about like using the gut as a way to treat the disease, not just preventing it, but actually targeting Alzheimer's through the gut.
Exactly. This research is opening up a whole new avenue for potential treatments. Imagine a future where a personalized gut health plan is part of every Alzheimer's treatment strategy.
That would be incredible. To think that something as simple as changing what we eat or taking, specific probiotics could have such a profound impact on brain health.
It's a powerful vision, and honestly, it's not as far-fetched as it might have sounded just a few years ago.
Mm.
We're just scratching the surface of what's possible when it comes to the gut-brain connection.
This is why I love following scientific discoveries. There's always something new to learn, and it feels like we're constantly pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible.
It's a constant reminder that there's always more to discover and understand about the incredible complexity of the human body.
Well said. So for our listeners who are ready to dive into the nitty-gritty details of this groundbreaking research, be sure to check out the original article, Imaging Reveals Gut-Brain Connection in Alzheimer's Disease, from Neuroscience News, published January 31st, 2025. Yeah, it's well worth a read. They go into even more depth than we had time to cover today.
Absolutely. And who knows, maybe this deep dive has sparked a newfound interest in gut health for some of you.
Perhaps it's even inspired you to do a little more exploring on your own.
Yeah. Hey, we might have some future scientists in our midst. But for now, we'll leave you to ponder the incredible potential of this gut-brain connection.
Keep asking questions, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep learning.
Until next time, happy deep diving, everyone.